welcome to another episode of the Movie Brothers. I'm Ant. This is Kev. What's up, man?
Not much, man. It feels like it's been a minute since we've done this.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a minute, but so glad to be here with you again, Kev.
Absolutely.
With you guys as well. Very pleased and excited to be reviewing the film Southside with you. For you guys today. This film is rated PG-13. This is a romance slash biographical story, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
Part of the sort of love story here. Mm-hmm. This film is set in the summer of 1989, and we get to witness our future president, Barack Obama, where he takes out his future wife, future first lady, Michelle, on their first date.
First date that she swears was never intended to actually be a date, but methinks the lady protests too much. This film is directed by Richard Tanne. It stars Tika, Sumpter, Parker Sawyers, Vanessa Bell Calloway, whatever you like, okay, and Philip Edward Van Leer. What do you say we take a look at the trailer?
Let's do it.
There's heat. Hey, Chicago's, what are you doing to keep cool?
Michelle.
Thought it wasn't a date?
It isn't.
Going to an awful lot of trouble for just another smooth-talking brother.
He's the summer associate I told y'all about, the one from Harvard Law. He invited me to a community event.
So what's this boy's name?
Barack Obama.
Barack, what him?
Hello.
You're late.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
I expected it. You were late for your first day of work.
You noticed that too.
I'm your advisor. I'm supposed to notice.
Well, Michelle, all set?
Shouldn't we be getting to the meeting?
We have some time. I thought we'd swing by the art center, see some paintings, maybe grab a bite to eat.
This is not a date. How's it gonna look if I start dating the first cute black guy who walks through the firm's doors? It would be tacky.
You think I'm cute?
I didn't say that. You think you're real smooth, don't you?
And real cute.
I mean, they did look good on Dumbo.
Hey, listen up, y'all. Kev and I, the Movie Brothers, are so proud to have the opportunity to have screened and reviewed this film. I mean, this is why we do what we do.
No doubt.
I mean, this is part of our mission statement to find these, smaller films. It's not some big blockbuster budget,
right.
But there's a ton of talent that's involved in this project, and part of this platform that we have, we want to shed a light on it.
Right.
Okay, so
it's not distributed by the majors, okay?
Yeah.
This is something that is a smaller, more intimate type of film, and we love being able to review stuff like this.
Absolutely. Southside with you, this film has been on our radar for some time. I will have to be honest and say that, the love story genre, that's not particularly, my favorite type of film,
Right.
But I have to tell you, I was so pleasantly surprised after getting the opportunity to see this film, and I think you will be too.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the love story genre as long as it's done right. It's not sappy, it's not corny, and this is not that. This is a very straightforward love story. This film is a beautiful character study, okay? It transcends politics, it transcends race. It's not propaganda in any form or fashion.
No.
Now, let's keep it real. If you are that person that's looking for racism, if you're that person that's looking for intolerance, if you're that person that's looking for all these negative images in the things that you see, all right, you're gonna find it. You're gonna figure out a way to see it wherever you want to see it. Okay, that's just human nature. But the bottom line is that I don't think this film really focuses on any of those types of issues. This is about two people who are on the cusp of falling in love, and there's nothing wrong with that to me.
Not at all. Falling in love indeed, and how are we able to see that? We got Tika Sumpter playing Michelle Obama, and we got Parker Sawyers playing Barack Obama,
Right.
and they nail it.
Absolutely.
Hit it dead on the money. And what I found so interesting about this film, Kev, and the way they portrayed these individuals is that, typically what you see in actors, they imitate. Right. But they do it a little differently here, where it's not imitation.
Right.
It's
Embodiment.
embodiment. You see them, they captured the essence
Right.
of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. It's the little things, right?
Right.
It's the inflection of their voice at times. At face value, you look at Parker Sawyers and say, well, he doesn't look like Barack Obama. But then in the film, he actually does.
Right.
And it's not so much, right, just how he looks physically, it's his body language, right? It's, again, you know, the inflection of his voice.
You know the
It's
actors
little-
are doing
little things
a
that
solid job when they
Yeah.
transport you. Okay, when you watch them, they transport you to where they want you to be. We're looking at Barack and Michelle when we watch these two actors.
Absolutely, absolutely. They did an outstanding job.
Our president and first lady relatable to us. These are people that we could actually know, get to know,
Yeah.
understand, hang out with. Okay, and they're not that much different than we are.
No,
Okay.
no,
they're
not at all.
they're portrayed as being not much different. I mean, this is not Ron and Nancy, okay? Where you got a big time actor and so on and so forth. You know, this is Barack and Michelle. It's a completely different type of story. Who do you think had the more daunting job? Was it more difficult for Tika to play Michelle or for Parker to play Barack?
For me, I would have to say the more difficult task was left to Parker. And the reason I say that is because, right, for the last 8 years, every week, some weeks literally every day, we've seen President Barack Obama, you know, on television giving a speech. We see him walk. I mean, he has been burned, at least into my brain, who we know President Barack Obama to be. So,
Right.
in my opinion, it's a more difficult task for someone to come in behind him, right, and portray him and do it in the right way, and like you said, without imitating or
Right.
impersonating our president.
I mean, I get your point. I understand what you're saying, but I really feel like Tika Sumpter had the more difficult job to do in this film because we see Barack all the time. We see him on television. We see him on Saturday Night Live being portrayed by various actors and so on and so forth. And so we understand when somebody is doing the voice inflections
Yeah.
or using his hands a certain way.
Right.
We see that all the time. But with Michelle Obama, Tika Sumpter captures her grace, her elegance, her strength, okay, and her courage. And these are the things that really come forth in her performance. And she does an outstanding job of doing that without having, you know, some type of caricature or something that we see every day, all day, you know, to have to pull out of her back pocket to use.
Right. Now, Kev, you're not just trying to get brownie points with Tika.
I am. I am.
I'm just
for
messing
real.
with those are valid points. Now I think we'll have to agree to disagree on who had the more difficult task, but
Right.
I see what you're saying. I think what we can both agree on is that they did an outstanding job in their
Truly.
roles.
Truly.
Absolutely. I mean, otherwise this film would not have even been possible. This film is very well written.
Right.
Okay,
I agree.
It's funny at times. Like you said earlier, you know, our president and first lady are humanized.
Right.
The film is thoughtful. It's very witty in the dialogue. Very, very witty. I thoroughly enjoyed that piece as well.
And I like the fact that there's nothing that comes out of these characters' mouths that is meant to be in any way overlooked or overshadowed by some type of agenda. You know, it is just basically reality. This is how two people meet. You know, this is how two people connect.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked most about this film.
We witnessed the birth of a relationship.
Right.
I mean, between a man and a woman is what we get to see in this film. I just, you know, and sitting in the theater watching the film, I felt like I was kind of like, you know, for an hour and some change, you get to be a fortune teller. You know, we
Right.
see these young people in 1989, you know, getting this opportunity to meet and this relationship be born. And I'm
prophetic.
thinking, yeah, and I'm like, if only you guys, you know, knew what God has in store for you two.
Yes.
You have no idea.
And Barry, if you only knew what kind of difficulties you were going to have to face.
Oh, you call him Barry now? Y'all on that level?
We are on that level,
Yeah.
right? But that's what many of the characters in the movie refer to him as.
I know.
Barry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I thought that was really cool, and I like the ability to be a fly on the wall and just witness how this relationship really kind of comes together.
Yeah, yeah. Hey man, you want to throw some points on this thing, kid?
Let's do it, man.
Again, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. Another thing I'll say about it, it's very relevant, it's very topical. A lot of times when films put in, address a lot of issues and things like that, it's too much and it's over the top.
Right.
This film doesn't, it's very efficient. A lot of things are addressed, you pay close attention, but it's very nicely packed and again, very efficient. For you black folks out there, I put myself in the same boat that always...
I should hope so. You're black.
Today I am. I don't know.
Unless you didn't look at yourself in the mirror today.
Yeah, right. But, for those of you that, always talking about, hey, I hate how we're portrayed on the big screen and they're always making us look bad and whatnot. Here's a scenario, here's an opportunity for you to support a film where, it's a great story. We see ourselves in a positive light.
Right.
Go support this film, okay? It might not be in the theater right around the corner from you. Maybe you got to drive downtown, spend a little extra gas money, and go support this film.
And it
we
may
won't
not
get more films.
It may not necessarily even be in theaters for long.
Yeah.
So take advantage of the opportunity.
Take
when
advantage
you can,
of it.
when it's there.
Spend the money. Go see this film. We gotta show Hollywood that hey, it's worth making these films. It is a business, and I recognize that. So we gotta put the money up and support these films when we get the opportunity.
Exactly.
Okay? Otherwise, you gonna get more stuff like Meet the Blacks. Okay. And I don't think you want that.
No.
8 out of 10 for this film.
The story is real, and because it's real, it's presented in a real fashion. That's what I really loved about it the most. It exhibits the style and the grace that both of these individuals show on a daily basis. Okay. Tika Sumpter, like I said, doesn't have to resort to caricature to become Michelle Obama. She actually just exudes the same grace.
Just the presence.
The same grace and presence that
Strong.
Michelle Obama exudes. Tika Sumpter musters that same thing. And that's what I love most about this film. Do yourselves a favor. Go check them at 8 out of 10.
There you have it. You got an 8 from me. You got an 8 from Kev. Think we telling you something. Go check this film out, okay? How do you get a hold of us? You can follow us on Instagram.
Or you can hit us up on Twitter at The Movie Brothers.
Yep. Or go to our website, themoviebrothers.com. Lots of content out there. You get our latest episodes that we shoot as well as our written reviews too. So make sure you go out there and check that out as well.
If you're plugged into Twitter, Instagram, to any type of social media, we'll let you know when our written reviews hit. When we post those out on the website. So go out and check them out. Take a look at it.
And make sure you subscribe to this channel and tell somebody about it too, all right? That's our show. I'm Ant. This is Kev. We are the Movie Brothers, and this is a place, the one and only place, where we bring you nothing but the real on the real. Peace.